Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating, kind of wild worldview from our source material that connects a major global technology plateau directly to South Korea's spiritual and geopolitical destiny. It's an insightful ride, so let's just jump right in. Because the source material weaves together everything from advanced AI to local cafe culture, here's our roadmap for how it all connects. 1. The global technology plateau. 2. AI's energy crisis. 3. Korea's destiny. 4. Civic trust and Hallyu. 5. Shrinking the state's role. And 6. Surviving the transition. Section 1. The global technology plateau. Think about it. Advanced nations are pouring hundreds of trillions of dollars into tech, but according to the source, they've kind of hit a brick wall. So a massive question pops up here. Why are global superpowers suddenly stalling out? Why aren't these massive investments yielding the massive leaps we expected? The source uses this fantastic analogy to explain their philosophy on global economics. They say, money is the energy of humanity. Think of growing apples. If the roots don't send up nutrients, the apples fall. It makes total sense, right? Financial investment is basically the root system. Without it, those technological apples literally can't grow. The energy flow is hitting a serious bottleneck. Because of this bottleneck, the source claims our current advanced tech is capped at exactly 70% of its true potential. Take flying cars, for instance. The underlying tech is absolutely there, but because of severe energy limitations, they can only stay airborne for, 20 to 60 minutes? We are essentially stuck at this 70% ceiling across the board. Moving on to Section 2, AI's energy and heat crisis. So how does this plateau actually play out with the current artificial intelligence boom? Well, it's a remarkably physical problem. The source points out that AI needs high-speed information processing, which chews through unbelievable amounts of electricity. And what happens when you use massive amounts of electricity? You generate immense, unprecedented heat. The real crisis is that our cooling methods are still totally conventional. We just haven't invented the futuristic cooling tech required to keep this AI boom going. That brings us to Section 3, Korea's geopolitical destiny. So where's the fix for this energy and heat roadblock? The source points straight at South Korea, philosophically calling its people the Descendants of Heaven, who hold the key to solving this for the world. Supposedly, there is this secret, high-stakes debate happening right now among global superpowers about what to do with them. Option A, suppress Korea's power, restrict their funding, and block nuclear development so they don't take over. But option B is to go all in, invest heavily, and let the rest of the world share in their massive future tech breakthroughs. And this isn't some far-off sci-fi scenario. According to the source, this under-the-table tug-of-war is happening rapidly. The timeline is incredibly tight. Secret global debates kicking off in 2025, huge economic pressure points popping up in 2026, and by 2027, bam, a crucial geopolitical turning point that shapes the entire global economy. Section 4. Civic trust and Hallyu. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why Korea? To prove they're culturally ready for this massive global responsibility, the source draws a mind-blowing contrast. Think about Korea's impoverished colonial past, a time when people lacked basic sanitation and the world basically just pitied them. Now, fast forward to the present, we're looking at a beacon of advanced civic culture and massive global cultural dominance. To really drive this cultural evolution home, the source points to a specific dynamic with Japanese tourists. Given the complex history there, many arrive expecting resentment. But instead, they are completely shocked to find overwhelming kindness and warm hospitality. Because of this incredible etiquette, international visitors are actually starting to view Koreans as literal angels for their civic behavior. And here is the absolute, ultimate, everyday proof of this trust. You leave your phone or your laptop on a cafe table, walk away completely for an hour, and when you come back, it is perfectly untouched. Try that in most global cities, and your laptop is gone in 10 minutes. The source points to this famous phenomenon as the true beating heart of Hallyu, that huge Korean cultural wave that's currently sweeping the globe. Let's look at Section 5, Shrinking the State's Role. But there's a catch. To smash through this tech plateau and realize their destiny, the source insists South Korea has to drastically restructure its domestic society first. And it all hinges on this number, 30%. Government intervention needs to absolutely max out at 30%. The warning is stark. If a state tries to control 70% of a nation's operations, it's going to completely ruin the nation. the state has got to step back.
So the proposed restructuring goes exactly like this. The government shrinks back to handling basic duties. Meanwhile, citizen-backed corporations need to actually take the wheel and lead society. But check out that bottom row. The harshest critique by far is aimed at state cartels. The source uses some incredibly vivid, dark language here, calling them zombies, sucking the blood and pus out of the public. They argue these entities absolutely must be dismantled for any real progress to happen.
Finally, Section 6, Surviving the Transition Era. So how are we as individuals supposed to navigate this chaotic shift between the old world and this proposed new era? The source frames all our current global volatility, from extreme weather to all that political cartel drama, as a necessary test. As they say, when a society makes things difficult, overcoming it is also part of growth. It's a test of collective grit that we just have to patiently push through. And the ultimate takeaway here is surprisingly optimistic. Despite the heavy geopolitical weights and these massive AI roadblocks, the message is clear. The people who manage to keep their sanity, who laugh, and who actively find joy through this crazy transitional period are the ones who will inherit a really prosperous future. Which leaves us with a really fascinating question to ponder. As the world scrambles to solve the AI energy crisis and global powers quietly maneuver for tech dominance, how are you going to handle it? Are you ready to adapt, find the joy, and actually smile through this coming global transition? Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I hope it helps shed some light on a seriously complex worldview. Keep learning, and I'll see you next time.